Yo, Henry, average use slow pitch. Today we're getting a chance to bring out Zane Migues' all new axe Fury. Just like last year, Zane's still rocking the traditional axe handle. If you're not really familiar with the difference between them, if you just Google axe, actually if you go to Axe's website, there's a blog post on the two different handles. But either way, with that being said, he's still got the 1.5 ounce, so a little bit of the extra end load. The one we've got today is a 27, and just from holding it, I will say you can tell the end load is pronounced, but it doesn't feel too crazy. Like I normally swing a 27, and this would definitely be the weight I'd go with. I'm not gonna worry about going down a weight. But with that being said, we'll throw it on the tester, see where it's starting. Based on what we've seen from the Furies this year on the two-piece, expecting between like 260, 265. And then honestly, they should hold just fine. The weather today, right now as we're recording the intros, it's like 60 degrees, but it's supposed to be on like 70s. I think it's up close to 80s today, if I'm not mistaken. So perfect weather. We'll go 52s, Pro M's, final compression, final thoughts. Let's see where our Zane Migues axe starts at compression-wise. I'd expect between 265, 270, basically, based on where we've seen almost all of them this year. Yep, and probably 265, maybe 270. So 52s, Pro M's, final compression, final thoughts. All right, we got the Zane Migues. Hopefully this wind doesn't mess with the sound too bad. As you mentioned, it was gonna get a little windier in the day, and well, here it is. But this should be about the height of it. We're gonna let some of these gusts stop. Just so for reference, our wind is currently blowing pretty much into the first base dugout, so at least we don't have any assistance there. And I will mess with the audio the best I can so it doesn't mess with the video for you guys. But we're gonna start with 52s here on the Fury. Alan, you're gonna see here in a second, is gonna swing this one with me. This is much heavier than he normally swings. It's a 27 sticker, 1.5 ounce end load. So I'm gonna handle the 52 portion, and then he'll throw some Pro M's, I'll throw some Pro M's, and we'll call it good from there. But yeah, I ain't trying to tire Alan out here.
100 miles per hour.
Yes, there it is.
102 miles per hour.
Yeah, so same thing we've had really with the Furies this year. We've talked about it, slight downtick in my mind in 52 performance, but they've upticked in both durability from what we've found and Pro M performance. So again, for being USSSA stamp bat, that's what you want anyways. If you really need a USSSA stamp that you can use with ASA balls, just grab the debacle. You won't look back on that one. It's absolute gas for both balls.
92 miles per hour.
Towards the end again, like a dummy.
102 miles per hour.
Yeah, I think that'll do it for 52s. So again, we've talked about playing on the Furies. Still a good option for 52s, but if you have, let's say, one of the Infernos from last year, and you have to use 52s, I would honestly probably stick with those for the most part. But if you still have to go U-Trip and 52s with the same bat, and you want something USSSA stamped, this is still a great option. Let's hop over to the Pro M's now, see how it performs. All right, Pro M's on our Zane Migues.
106 miles per hour.
So for me, I will say, I like the traditional handle. I mean, I don't have an issue between this one and the flared, but I have to be a little more deliberate with the traditional handle, or the axe handle is what it's called, to not let myself get up under the ball, which with the 1.5 ounce end load is kind of a, two tasks in one to make sure I don't drop that bat head. So just something to keep in mind. If you've tried both handles, I'm sure you know what you like. If you haven't tried either one, I would start personally with the flared handle to get used to it. But if you really want that 13-inch barrel with the 1.5 ounce end load, this is your only option. And to be honest, take some BP, it's not that hard to get used to.
107 miles per hour.
Whoo, buddy.
84 miles per hour. 113 miles per hour.
There's our sweet spot.
101 miles per hour.
Wow, ball's toasted. Just missed our transformers out there, generators.
89 miles per hour. 107 miles per hour.
Man, this feels good. Real good.
109 miles per hour.
I think the wind's all that kept that one from going out on the line.
93 miles per hour.
There it is.
109 miles per hour.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, with the wind and ball moving just a little bit, obviously my own fault, but I'm catching a little bit more of the balls, slightly high a sweet spot, and which is kind of nice to see because the forgiveness is wild. That was a little bit high a sweet spot again, and we're getting 109, still easy to control. So Again, you can't ask for much more forgiveness than what the Axe Furies give you.
112 miles per hour. 114 miles per hour.
Oh my goodness. And then when we do catch the sweet spot, there it is. I mean, I don't really have much left to say about the Axe at this point.
104 miles per hour.
Who cares about the wind? We still reached the parking lot.
87 miles per hour.
All right, Alan, so other than it being too heavy for you, one, how does the real Axe handle, the traditional handle, feel? And then how the bat itself feel?
Handle feels real well. It's really stiff. I kind of go back and forth between stiff and flex. Overall, it's a good bat. Just really hard to get, I would say, good feedback. Being as heavy as it is.
Because you swing the flex handle Juno MR1, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So, but overall, I mean, it's good. Got a good sweet spot. I'll tell you that. But definitely heavy.
We're gonna try to let the gust stop real fast, but there's the downside of New Mexico. Go from a beautiful day to windy, and the gusts are the worst part. Today's like a 12 mile per hour. Well, while we're still here, it'll be 12 mile per hour, but up to 25 gusts. So when those gusts hit, we try to give it a little breather there.
104 miles per hour.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Woo! We're gonna call it done there. The wind, there's not much left to say about the Axes. The Zane Migues feels great. I don't mind the traditional handle. I've swung them plenty. I like it. I know Zane loves it. I feel like you can really get your the nice whip snap with this one, but as you saw it there, I mean, even with the wind kind of messing with the placement for me, and again, that's just not driving properly to the ball. Super forgiving, crazy speeds for not great sweet spot, and then when we got the sweet spot, as you saw there, even with the wind, it didn't matter. So Zane's got him a bat that's VR ready. Wind's not gonna matter. We'll go home, test it. Final impression, final thoughts. All right, let's see where Zane Migues' Axe Fury is testing at. From what we've seen from the Furies and Axe from the two pieces, I'm gonna guess we're still at about 260. We don't see much drop from these ones, which is still kind of crazy, but. Oh, and sure enough, look at that, 260. So again, this thing felt great. I think it felt like the stiffest of the barrels we've swung so far. We'll talk about more in the final thoughts, but doesn't really make a difference. The ball absolutely flies off this thing, and it absolutely destroys those Pro-Ms. All right, angled end caps here on these Axes. People still ask for a rough scale weight, so I'm just gonna kind of balance it there, let go of it, and see what we get real quick. Here on the 27 Migues 1.5 ounce end load, we're looking at, let's see, release. Looks like high 26s. Oops, that was a bad one. Let's try one more time. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing, it's obviously it's hard to tell, it's still moving, but 26.8, 26.9, somewhere around there. I would stick with your normal swing weight, assuming you like the heavier end load. If you want that end load, but you don't want the bat to feel too heavy, with the end load included, then I would maybe go down an ounce for your normal sticker. All right, that wraps it up for Zane Migues' all new Axe Fury. And this is gonna be a relatively short kind of outro here. There's not much left to say on Axe. Forgiveness, really right up there. I would say I go 1A, 1B on both forgiveness and performance with the Junos in my mind. They both just have a way of, no matter where you catch the ball, it seems to fly. Sweet spots are crazy hot. Biggest thing with Axe is make sure you get used to the handles. Again, this is that traditional Axe handle. You can look it up on Axe's website. They have I think a blog type post that talks about the different handles and kind of who it might suit. But for me, once you get used to the Axe handles, even if it's the flared, I feel like you can kind of go back and forth. I don't find a huge issue with this one. Even though I drop a finger, I set the traditional handle right there in between those two fingers. And for me, it's just kind of the same thing on how I always swing. So I don't find a huge issue there, other than the occasional roll in my wrist just a little bit wrong and kind of send the bat under there. And that's where some of those misses on the fly balls come from versus kind of trying to keep it on the line. But that being said, it's a 27 ounce sticker weight with the 1.5 ounce end load. To me, it feels pretty darn true to a 27. You saw us try to scale a little bit for you. It seemed pretty darn close. But if you're not used to the real heavy end loads, I'd go down an ounce in your normal weight. But I don't think you'll have a big issue if you go with your standard kind of sticker weight either. But with that being said, I mean, again, it's axe, and they've done a great job. Excited to see what I-57 does with them this year in conference. But this one will be dropping here in the next 2 days, April 2nd, over on headbangersports.com, discount code ADS. They sell it over there, or if you just don't want to order them from there, you can head over to Axe Bats and support the conference team I-57 with their code I-57, and that'll also get you a discount there as well. Or as always, reach out to me and I'll get you squared away with best price I can, fast shipping. If you want something like 2-day or overnight shipping, let me know and I can throw that in on there for you as well to ensure you get this thing as quick as possible. But great product. Excited to see Zane use it this year. I mean, he absolutely killed his model last year, and I think the Furies are a step up in USSSA performance from then anyways. So either way, hope he's kind of helped you decide if you want to grab this at drop, grab a different axe model, grab a different brand altogether, whatever it might be. Regardless, thanks for supporting the channel. Have a great day.